All right, every once in a while I like to do these quick tip videos. This one's going to take a little bit longer. This one we're going to call it Avoid Being the Hero Who Becomes a Zero. Now, I want to share this story with you because I've shared the story before from stages all over the world, and I want you to hear this clear because it has everything to do with the market. In 2007, I had a buyer. My buyer was interested in a condo in Miami Beach at a building called the Mirador. Now, I specifically remember this building because I lived in the Mirador at the time. And I took my buyer to see the property. I called the agent. Agent confirmed the appointment. Miracle, he even picked up the phone. He showed up. Lamborghini pulls up into the VIP valet area. He pops out the Lamborghini, walks over to us and goes, "Come, come." And I looked at him and I looked at my client. My client looked at me and we were like, okay. So we rolled up, we followed him into the elevator. The entire time he was on his phone, right? Then we get upstairs to the unit and we walk up to the unit and he opens the door and he looks at us and he goes, "Go look, it's fine." He didn't show us the unit. He didn't treat us with respect. He didn't care about anything. Do you know why? Because it was 2007 and units were selling from one person to another person to another person at the same exact time at the same closing table like this. And people were making money left and right. And obviously, this gentleman was taking advantage of that situation. Well, my client and I walked into the unit. Thank goodness I lived in the building, so I knew the amenities and things that I could explain to him. Otherwise, we would have had no guidance on the pool, the gym, or anything like that. We walked through the unit. We walked out the unit and I said, "Hey buddy, we're going to send you an offer." And he looks at me and he goes, "Good." And we walked away. Now, I felt so embarrassed for my client and our profession because I treat everybody with respect. But when somebody treats you like that, you don't even understand why they're in the business. Let's fast forward. 2008, market crashes. Everything tumbles. Yachts are getting returned to the banks. Cars are getting returned to the banks. Units are getting returned to the banks. I stay in the market because I shift with the market and I start doing short sales in a time where nobody wanted to do them because it was a lot of paperwork. I promise you that during that time, it was thick folders like this of just massive information for clients that we had to fax to banks because they wouldn't accept it by email. That shortly changed to the Equator system, which was the new short sale banking system, and so forth and so on. But until then, that's what it was. And I stayed in the market and I stayed in real estate and I kept powering through. I went to eat at a TGI Fridays one day because I like their burgers and I love that they're 2 for 1 all the time. And I'm sitting at TGI Fridays. And guess who came to serve me or take my order? Guess who came to take my order? The same person that had treated us disrespectfully, that had not showed us the condo, that barely spoke to us, that didn't even try to sell the unit. That guy was the guy who was serving me my 2 for 1 special and my burger. And of course, I asked him, "How's the Lamborghini treating you?" And he said to me, "Oh, I had to return it to the bank. Everybody got out of the market. No one's in the real estate market anymore." And I said, "That's funny. I am." And that was the end of the conversation with him. Probably spit in my burger and both my drinks. But the truth is, I tell you this story because I don't want you to be the hero that becomes the zero. It's very obvious that he took advantage of that market, but he didn't do anything to prepare for that market to change. He assumed that that market will stay like that market forever and ever. Ladies and gentlemen, recessions will happen. Markets will shift. Real estate is cyclical. You will hear that often. There will be high points, average points, and low points consistently over a period of years. If you intend to be in this business for a couple decades or or 3 decades or 4 decades, if you intend to make this a profession, you will see several changes and several market shifts. And it's your job to prepare for them so that you could do better as the market shifts, so that you don't end up back where you were before real estate.